Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
Good afternoon, y'all. Let's be honest with the people. Today's actually Saturday. Today's not Friday. Yesterday was a busy day, and it just didn't happen. We couldn't make it happen, but we're making it happen today. So better late than never, right?
And actually, we didn't want to give you guys like a whack video, so we didn't want to rush anything. So we decided to just get the people what they want, which is the good quality and the real stuff.
The good stuff. The good stuff.
Yep.
I'm gonna recap real quick for those of you who might have not watched last week's episode.
This is part 2.
This is part 2. So if you didn't watch, go watch part 1. Basically, I spoke about how Eli and I started with a long distance relationship. I used to live in Puerto Rico, and before I actually moved down here, we had to set a few things in place so that I could feel like I should actually be down here, and so that I could feel like I made the best decision I could have made, right? And it ended up being that when I did get down here, it kind of didn't go as we planned, or at least as I thought it would go. So it kind of brought a lot of issues, and most of it was just because he wasn't present, and I needed him to be present. As I stated, my love language is quality time. So I wasn't getting that at all for several reasons. And yeah, now you guys heard all my side of the story last week. So now it's his turn to explain, his thought process and what he was thinking behind it. Because at the end of the day, we had two different thought processes, and he was thinking something completely different. Meanwhile, I'm over here deteriorating inside, and he didn't even know. So, yeah, I'll pass it over to you.
I thought she was a brat. That's what I thought. This daggone woman. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to kind of recap the things that I feel like got us to that point without us knowing, actually, because all my life the things that I've been good at was really, one of my biggest traits was making friends. Because would you agree?
Definitely.
Yeah, because I was the only child, so that was the first skill I learned in life was making friends, making and pleasing them, definitely pleasing them, and family members. I definitely would please family members. I would be what they wanted me to be. I would love them the way they wanted to be loved. I have aunts. I know if I'm extra affectionate, I could use her car keys. I got grandmas. I know if I just give them a little kiss and tell them how. Oh, grandma, you look beautiful today. I know I could get an egg sandwich, So I just contoured. No, that is leveraging. Don't. That's leveraging. So I was good at things like that, and I was also good at giving people my time. I was good with splitting up my time here and there. If you know me, I'd see 4 friends in 2 hours. And then I'd see
Everyone always says that too.
Yeah,
Eli would come and then he'll go real quick.
Yeah, I was always on the move. Always on the move. I had people to see all the and that's just what it was. And I've done that ever since at a young age. Ever since I was 15, 16, and doing that, I felt like I was always expanding myself, and I never had anything for me. And that's when I was introduced to smoking and marijuana, and that was literally what I had for me. So, and fast forward to college. And that's how I met Liz. She met me like that. I definitely was doing the same things, just pleasing everybody, running around, smoking, and just doing all these type of things. And it was at the point where for a major portion of my life, I've been that way. So now I have we move forward in our relationship. I'm engaged to this woman. Obviously, we did our dating process, and we've seen things in each other. And we're at this point where she knows I love her. She knows I'll do these things for her, and I know that the same. And she's asking for time. As I said before, I've been great at giving people time, so that wasn't an issue for me at all. She's asking for love. Girl, how you want to be loved? Because I can love you. And, these things I was good at, as I said. And another thing she asked was to stop smoking. And at that point in time, I did not think it was an issue at all. I could definitely do that. I didn't think it was something it wasn't that important to me.
He thought.
I thought, and which is the case, because I didn't give it that much importance, which is the case in most addictions where we don't think it's an issue. So I definitely jumped on the case of course I could stop. That's not an issue. So gave her the assurance that she needed, and boom, fast forward, we're here. So about a month in, I did not stop smoking. I could not stop smoking, and I still didn't know it then. I just thought it was like, I'm cutting down. I'm giving myself like props, false props, like, you're cutting down little by little, but not really. It was just a way to keep going. And here I am. She's here now. I can't really tell her that, but I am also doing Uber full time, and it's sporadic too. So it's not like I don't have a schedule. It's like when it's going, and when it's not, it's not. And when I'm home, sometimes it's home, and I see a surgeon, I'm like, I'm out the door. So that's how I started going, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm a man, so I'm providing. So this is my full time job. I'm providing, and I don't really have a schedule, but she should understand that I'm going out to get us money, to pay the bills. And even though we didn't have that much bills, but whatever it is, and here and there, I'd give her time. Like, let's say on a Friday afternoon, I'd come home at like 6 in the afternoon, like, hey, sporadically, like, let's go to the movies. Like I said, I was a spontaneous person. So I gave her 2 hours. We come from the movies at 11. It's on a Friday. I gotta go out and do Uber. Like, I gotta go out and do Uber, smoke before I go, and then come back at 3 o'clock in the morning. So in my mind, I was fulfilling all the things she wanted, because we definitely were having good times when we went out, right? Like, we were having good times, but little did I know, I was just looking at her, like, her appearance, like, yeah, of course, I'm funny, we're funny, we vibe, it's good, but there's an underlying issue that I never noted. And we're a month or two in, and now the vibes are changing. Like, we're starting to argue a little bit.
It's starting to get to me.
We're starting to argue a little bit because I'm just everywhere. And mind you, and the fact that I'm out smoking, I can't come to my mother's house high. So that's adding on to time that I'm taking away from her. Like, if I go out, and she doesn't know this, so I can't tell her I have to wait till I'm unhigh to come home, because my mom would eye piercing when I come home. So I have to make sure that, like, I didn't smell like it, my eyes were good, and which defeated the purpose, because I'd leave the house to smoke, to get high, and then wait till I'm not high to come back home, because I didn't want to be home. Well, whatever. So now we're arguing, and mind you, my parents, I've lived with my parents, both of them, and they've been married for 31 years, and I've heard them argue one time. And here I am 2-3 months in my union, and we're arguing. I just saw doom. Like, I've never seen my parents do this. Like, this is not gonna work. Like, what's going on? Like, I've never, like, how come? And I even brought it to my mom one time, like, bro, we arguing, and she was just like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, but I never seen you and Dad argue. Like this can't work. This is not gonna work. And I was just so shook of that. And little did I know the arguments were gonna get worse. Right? So I'm continuing my lifestyle. I'm doing Uber. I'm doing all these things. And she's here, and she's like dying on the inside, and I do not know that. And I think I'm fulfilling everything. Like I said, I'm giving her 2-3 hours. Spare hours. I got 2 hours to spare. You want to do something? You know what I'm saying?
And let me just hop in there real quick, because I too did not come from a background where I saw people arguing. I never heard my mom argue with nobody. My mom is legit.
Definitely.
She doesn't do it. So I don't know what confrontation is. I didn't know how to even communicate, to be honest. But go ahead.
Yeah, so the arguments just start getting worse. It goes from, we're arguing, and then we're laying in the same bed at the weekend, and we'll talk it out. From that to we're arguing on Thursday, Friday, right after work, 5 o'clock, Shorty's gone. Gone.
For the weekend.
Gone. Where are you? Oh, I'm on my way to Connecticut. What? What do you mean? Like, on the way to Connecticut. And then, like, what it's doing, and then at some point, it was just like, how am I going to explain this? Like, now we live with my parents. Liznet's gone. Where's Liz? She went to Connecticut. Now I have to find a way to go around that. Oh, how come you didn't go? I have to do this. I have to work. I'm going to stay back in, And then at church, where's your wife? She had a family thing. I had to do this. So now I'm getting to the point where this is happening, like, consistently now. And it's getting to the point where I'm, like,
running out of things to
I'm
say.
confused. I'm confused and like, I don't know if I want to say hurt. I don't know, because I think I'm providing. I'm working. Like, no, because the fact that I didn't understand how to deal with the fact that you're just gone. So now I started puffing up my chest too. Like, all right, so two could play this game. You out. I'm about to just do what I'm continuously doing anyways. Now I'm out all night doing Uber. I'm just smoking.
It didn't faze me because I was so used to it. I didn't expect anything different. I was just like, all right, well,
yeah. So
we just
gonna keep going. We just keep going. And then we'll be cool for 3 days, and it was just like, all right. And in my mind, I'm like, what's wrong with her? Like, she thinks I like being out driving all day, trying to come up with this money in Boston traffic. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't see what I'm doing here. Like, she's ungrateful. Like, I'm trying to be a man. I'm trying to provide, and she's over here like she's being a brat. Like I said earlier.
Ungrateful.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I'm like, I'm being a good man. Like, I'm out here driving. I'm really like, I'm giving you time on Friday. I'm bringing home an extra $100. I'll drive extra hours to make $100 to take her out. Meanwhile, she's not here for the weekend. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm very confused. And then so it was just like I didn't really know what to do. And then I started calling people like venting, like what's going on and telling them about it and obviously the story's favoring me because I'm telling the story. You know what I'm saying? And people was like, "Oh, what's wrong with her?" Da, 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 da. And then she's probably telling people on the other side.
You made me look like the bad guy.
Nah, you feel me? So it was like, and I felt like the reason why I felt like I was being a good man because I was showing her love publicly. I was making her feel like the queen, privately, publicly. We were having fun. To me at least, I thought everything was good. We'd smile. Like I felt like I was providing financially. I was working on the spiritual aspect when she was here on the weekend. I think I would, what I'm saying, even though I had my flaws and I was dealing with these things. And then until one day I literally had to spaz out and like tell her the truth. Like, yo, I'm smoking. That's why it's taking me. That's why it's taking these hours away from us. Like I can't deal with it no more. You know what I'm saying? And then from me revealing that, and then that's how we like started. Like, first of all, I got that out the way. Like, being honest with your spouse. Like, she didn't, and then she took it with love. She was disappointed, but she understood where I was coming from because she knew herself that I was struggling with it before I even knew.
This was 6 months in.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, she knew herself, so she was already like ready to help me, but I just didn't want to be helped because I thought she was gonna be like angry or whatever. So the fact that she answered that she took that with love was very important. And then we started with it. I don't know if you want to. So we started like basically, the first thing we did was started understanding how each other was and how I was raised and how I am. Like, we started making peace with that, with the fact that I am always doing this and this things that she's gonna have to compromise with me on, and I'm gonna have to compromise. Then we set up a date night. I think it was like once a month or twice a month, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then I started like giving her time, like the time that she needed, like sacrificial time. Like, I don't care what's going on, this is our time. You know what I'm saying? And then we started talking about what we wanted in detail. Because I thought I was giving her 2 hours, but that's not the time she was asking for. She was asking for like a sacrificial time. Like will you give something up to spend time with me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Will you give me the time that I need to make me feel important? Because that's what I was getting when I was at home. I'm forgetting the fact that this lady left her whole family to move here with me, and I was just giving her sparing time. You know what I'm saying? And then our communication got better. That was for sure. And then, but even then, we still needed a lot of patience.
Oh yeah, it was a process. It still is a process. But before it was like a lot of reminders. Like we had to remind each other because we would get off track, especially him, because it was more work for him than anything else. So I would see him kind of slowly going back to like never being around, and then I'll have to pull him back in. Like, listen, I need this. Like, you're going off again, so come back, type thing. And it was overall, it was just patience, having patience, because that's really what it takes is the patience.
And I remember we sat down and I'd be like, but I gave you time. I gave you like 2 hours. She's like, 2 hours? She's like, I haven't seen you all week. And you think 2 hours? So I started understanding like when somebody says time, how much time do you need? Because men, we're visual. We need to have I need a blueprint on how to love you. If you give me a blueprint on how to love you, I can sprinkle in the little spontaneous stuff. But I know for sure what gets, you know what I'm saying, what makes you feel how you feel. And I feel like a lot of guys are like that. And if you could sit down and literally have like a blueprint, like, hey, listen, if you can give me this time, let's have a movie night throughout the week. Let's do something. You know what I'm saying? Like have a blueprint for it. And people think, they'd be like, oh no, it should be organic. It is organic. We're organically making a blueprint to love each other. This is what we need.
So that we don't fail.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if I don't know how he works, he doesn't know how I work, then it's not gonna work.
Yeah, because I thought I was loving her, but she thought I was being the worst. Like, she thought she thought I was going down the toilet. And I'm sitting here like, why can't she see? So the fact that we are both two different people and we're learning how to be one, like if you can get in somebody in your partner's mind and see how it works and understand that and work on it, then your chances are very high, I want to say. And definitely. Even then we still have problems, but at least we got to the tip of that. So that was it for this week. Thank you guys for watching.
We're done.
Tune in next week.
Damn.
We'll figure out what we're gonna talk about. We'll let you guys know. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.